Welcome to Kautilya. Next topic will be Qutub Shahis of Golconda. Qutub Shahis of Golconda. Right. So, what is this dynasty, Qutub Shahis of Golconda? How this dynasty came into existence? So, let us talk about Bahmani Sultanate. Bahmani Sultanate was disintegrated into 5 principalities or 5 kingdoms. They are Ahmadnagar, Bijapur, Golconda, Bidar, Berar. So, Bahmani Sultanate, Bahmani kingdom was divided into 5 kingdoms or 5 principalities: Ahmadnagar, Bijapur, Golconda, Bidar, Berar. So, one of these kingdoms is Qutub Shahis of Golconda. What is the background of the entire rule of Qutub Shahis of Golconda? Here see, in the year 1323 AD, decline of Kakatiya kingdom was taken place. Decline of Kakatiyas. Decline of Warangal, decline of Kakatiyas that took place in the year 1323 AD, and it became 23rd state of Delhi Sultanate. We have observed already in the earlier topics in Kakatiyas. So later Muslim rule started in Telangana. Muslim rule started in Telangana, followed by 1323 AD decline of Kakatiyas, and it was followed by Muslim rule. And Muslim rule it continued for some time, but it faced so many debacles, or it faced so many obstacles in the form of Hindu restoration movement. The Hindu restoration movement was started by Musunuri Nayakas, and other kingdoms which joined with the Hindu restoration movement in South India. Reddy kingdom, Reddy rulers, like Vijayanagara rulers, Rechurla Padmanayakas. These rulers, they strived for the restoration of Hindu Dharma against Muslim rule in South India. And due to this reason, Muslim rule, it went on for some time only. Later it was eclipsed. But due to the disunity between these all kingdoms like Reddy rulers, Vijayanagara kingdom, Rechurla Padmanayakas, Musunuri Nayakas, again Muslim rule got revived in South India in the year 1347 AD in the form of Bahmani kingdom. This Bahmani kingdom was founded by Hasan Gangu. He is also known as Alauddin Bahman Shah. Alauddin Bahman Shah or Hasan Gangu. He founded Bahmani kingdom in the year 1347. Again Muslim rule got revived in South India. So 1323 fall of Kakatiyas, and it was followed by the Muslim rule in South India, and this Telangana became 23rd state in the Delhi Sultanate. Later Hindu restoration movement started in South India, which led to the disappearance of Muslim rule again in South India. But due to the disunity between all these Hindu kingdoms, again Muslim rule got revived in the year 1347 in the name of Bahmani kingdom, which was founded by Alauddin Bahman Shah and popularly known as Hasan Gangu. This is the brief history that was taken place just before the onset of the Bahmani rulers or Bahmani rule. What happened later? Bahmani kingdom was disintegrated into 5 kingdoms. They are Ahmadnagar, Bijapur, Golconda, Bidar, Berar. After Battle of Tallikota that took place in the year 1565 AD, Battle of Tallikota, it's called Battle of Tallikota. Battle of Tallikota. It's also called as Bannihatti. It's also called as Rakasi Tangadi or Rakshas Tangadi battle. This battle led to the decline of Vijayanagara to some extent. Battle of Tallikota, it gave almost all a death blow to the existence of Vijayanagara Empire. After Vijayanagara Empire became very, very feeble after Battle of Tallikota, Bahmani, this Qutub Shahi kingdom, it extended to other areas. It was not only confined to Telangana, it extended over to other areas. So this is the brief history as the background of the onset of the rule of Qutub Shahis. So let us talk about Qutub Shahi period. Qutub Shahi period extended from 1512 AD to 1687 AD. This is the entire period of Qutub Shahis. Qutub Shahi independent kingdom was founded by Sultan Quli. His name is Sultan Quli. Qutub Shahi dynasty, the rulers of Qutub Shahi dynasty, actually they belong to Iran, and a dynasty namely Hamdan dynasty in Iran, Hamdan dynasty. They came from Persia or Iran, and they are related to Hamdan dynasty, and they are related to a clan namely Karakunil. They are related to a clan namely Karakunil. There is a great enmity between Karakunil and another clan namely Akunil. There was the animosity between Karakunil and Akunil. And Karakunil was defeated by Akunil, and subsequently Karakunil dynasty, that is Qutub Shahi dynasty, descended to South India. It came down to India and descended to South India, and very soon they founded independent Qutub Shahi empire. Here see, Sultan Kuli, after being defeated by Akunil, their opponent tribe or opponent clan, he descended to South India and joined as a bodyguard in the court of Muhammad Shatri. He became a bodyguard in the team of the bodyguards who escorted Muhammad Shatri, the ruler of Bahmanis, Bahmani Sultan. He was the Bahmani Sultan. His name is Muhammad Shatri. So Sultan Kuli, after being defeated by Akunil, their opponent, their rivals in Persia, he came to South India and joined as a member of bodyguards in the court of Muhammad Shatri, a Bahmani Sultan. And on account of his bravery and on account of his talents, he was elevated to the position of Tarafdar of Telangana. Tarafdar. He was elevated to the position of Tarafdar of Telangana. Tarafdar. What is meant by Tarafdar? Tarafdar means governor. In simple terminology, we can call him as governor. So his political career in South India in the court of Muhammad Shatri started as a small bodyguard in the team of bodyguards who escorted Muhammad Shatri, and due to his bravery, he was raised to the position of Tarafdar of Telangana. Tarafdar means governor of Telangana. He joined as he was elevated to the position of Tarafdar of Telangana exactly in the year 1496 AD. From 1496 AD to 1518 AD, he continued as Tarafdar of Telangana, as a provincial ruler. Tarafdar means provincial ruler or governor of Telangana. In the year 1518 AD, he asserted the independence and founded independent Golconda kingdom. So independent Golconda kingdom was founded by Sultan Kuli in the year 1518. From 1496 to 1518, he acted as provincial governor of or Tarafdar of Telangana. In the year 1518, he accepted the independence and founded independent Golconda kingdom. So these are the conditions which paved the way for the acceptance of independence by Sultan Kuli. So let us sum up the rulers of Qutub Shahis. Sultan Kuli. Sultan Kuli ruled exactly from 1518 as an independent ruler, 1518 to 1543. Later, Jamshid ruled from 1543 to 1550, very brief period. Jamshid. Later, Ibrahim Kuli Qutub Shah. He ruled from 1550 to 1580. 1550 to 1580. Later, Muhammad Kuli Qutub Shah. He ruled from 1518 to 1612 AD. Later, Muhammad Qutub Shah. He is only Muhammad Qutub Shah. He ruled from 1512 to 1526. Just I am listing out all the rulers of Qutub Shahis and their period. Later, Abdullah Qutub Shah. Ruled from 1526 to 1572 exactly. Finally, Abul Hasan Thani Shah. He ruled from 1572 to 1687. This is the entire period of Qutub Shahis. So first rule is Sultan Kuli. Sultan Kuli, he understood the ground reality in Telangana, and he mingled with the local people, and he elevated the local people to the highest levels in administration. And he he integrated with the local culture. That's why the local people called him as Bade Malik. Bade Malik. The local people called Sultan Kuli as Bade Malik. Okay, and his kingdom was extended from Kohir in Medak district to Warangal. By the time he asserted the independence in the year 1518, whatever the kingdom that was under the control of Sultan Kuli is from Kohir in Medak district to Warangal. From Warangal to east coast, this entire area was ruled by Sitapati Raju or Shitab Khan. He was one of the feudatories of subordinate rulers of Gajapatis of Kalinga. One of the feudatories of Gajapati. Gajapatis are the rulers of Kalinga. One of the subordinate rulers of Gajapatis of Kalinga, Shitab Khan or Sitapati Raju. Okay, he was the actual ruler of the territory from Warangal to east coast. In the year 1504, Sitapati Raju, he asserted the independence at Warangal. Okay, these are the conditions prevailing in Telangana by the time Sultan Kuli asserted the independence. Here see, Sultan Kuli, he defeated Shitab Khan or Sitapati Raju and occupied many areas like Panagal, Kovelkonda, okay, Devarakonda. These areas were occupied by Sultan Kuli after defeating Shitab Khan or Sitapati Raju. After the death of Sri Krishna Deva Raya, the greatest Vijayanagara ruler, in the year 1529, after the death of Sri Krishna Deva Raya, okay, he expanded his territory. Sultan Kuli, he expanded his territory. Right. So he was at the age of more than 90 years. At that time, one of his sons, namely Jamshid, he killed his father Sultan Kuli and ascended the throne. So later, next ruler is Yar Kuli Jamshid. So Yar Kuli Jamshid killed his father and ascended the throne, as it was revealed by an account, namely Naurasnama written by Ferista, a Muslim historian. Ferista authored Naurasnama. According to Naurasnama, Jamshid, the third son of Sultan Kuli. How many sons are there for Sultan Kuli? Totally six sons. So the third son, Jamshid, killed his father Sultan Kuli and ascended the throne, according to Naurasnama written by Ferista. Jamshid's rule proved to be the most dictatorial rule and the cruel rule in the entire history of Qutub Shahis. His rule proved to be the most cruel one, barbaric one in the entire rule of Qutub Shahis. He was dictator, true to his core. Okay, but he was a great scholar in Persian language. He was a great scholar and a great poet in Persian language and literature. Who is that? Yar Kuli Jamshid. So during the time of Yar Kuli Jamshid, the sixth son of Sultan Kuli, namely Ibrahim Kuli, who was acting as the provincial governor of Devarakonda. At the time he was acting as provincial governor of Devarakonda. He revolted on his brother Jamshid. How many sons are there for Sultan Kuli? 6 sons are there. So the third son Jamshid killed his father Sultan Kuli, ascended the throne. So after Jamshid came to rule, the provincial governor of Devarakonda and sixth son of Sultan Kuli, youngest brother to Jamshid, he revolted on Jamshid, and this revolt it made him furious. Jamshid, and Jamshid wanted to kill his brother. And Ibrahim Kuli, unable to face Jamshid, he escaped into Vijayanagara and received the shelter at Vijayanagara. Who is the person at Vijayanagara gave the shelter to Ibrahim Kuli? His name is Aliya Ramaraya. Aliya Ramaraya is the son-in-law of Krishna Deva Raya. So Aliya Ramaraya of Vijayanagara extended the cooperation, extended the shelter to Ibrahim Kuli, who escaped from Devarakonda. Okay. Later, Jamshid died due to cancer. So that disease was popularly known as Rajya Yakshma. Rajya Yakshma means simply it is cancer. He died due to cancer. After the death of Yarkuli Jamshid, his wife Bilkis Jaman, Jamshid's wife name Bilkis Jaman. Bilkis Jaman placed her son Subhan on the throne of Qutub Shahis. So Bilkis Jaman, the wife of Yarkuli Jamshid, placed their son Subhan on the throne of Qutub Shahis. Subhan is at the age of 7 years at that time. He was a 7 years boy at that time. And this rule went on for 7 months. Subhan rule went on for 7 months. It is not popular, prominent. Only for 7 months it went on. So meanwhile, what happened? Ibrahim Quli, the sixth son of Sultan Quli, who was staying at Vijayanagara, he received all the military help from Vijayanagara with the support extended by Ali Ram Raya and Vijayanagara forces. He came back to the Golconda kingdom and dethroned Subhan from power and ascended the throne, occupied the throne. So Ibrahim Quli, who received the shelter at Vijayanagara Empire, and he received the military help from Vijayanagara and Ali Ram Raya. With that military help extended by Ali Ram Raya, he could reoccupy Qutub Shahi throne and Qutub Shahi kingdom. So next ruler is Ibrahim Quli. Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah is the first ruler of Qutub Shahis, who was named as Shah. The contemporary rulers called him as emperor. So earlier people are not Shah. The first ruler, Shah means emperor. The first ruler who was respected by all the contemporary rulers as Shah in the line of the rulers of Qutub Shahis is none other than Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah. According to Sherwani, a famous poet and authoritarian scholar over the history of Qutub Shahi kingdom, he wrote a great classic on Qutub Shahi history, History of Qutub Shahis. He wrote a great book, History of Qutub Shahis. The writer name is Sherwani. He stated that the kingdom is at its heights during the time of Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah. But the comment left over by Sherwani through his popular work History of Qutub Shahis, especially about the rule of Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah, during the time of Quli Qutub Shah, the kingdom is at its heights. That is the comment, remark made by Sherwani. The kingdom is at its heights in all fields. The kingdom is at its heights. What does it imply? That implies that all-round development was accomplished during the period of Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah. During the period of Ibrahim Qutub Shah, all-round development was accomplished in the kingdom. All sectors were developed in the kingdom. Okay. So Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah was a role model for all the rulers in the world in judicial administration or jurisprudence. In judicial administration, he was a role model for all the rulers in the world. This comment was given by a famous jurist at that time was Ali ben Ajizullah. Ali ben Ajizullah. Ali ben Ajizullah. According to Ali ben Ajizullah, a famous jurist at the contemporary period, he was a role model. Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah was a role model in the jurisprudence for the entire rulers in the world. In the judicial administration, he was a role model. He was an exemplary for all the rulers in the world, according to Ali ben Ajizullah. And law and order was also maintained in the proper manner during the time of Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah. What happened politically during the time of Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah? What are the measures taken by Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah in order to have the dominance in South Indian history? Here what happened? Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah played very important role, key role in organizing all sultans in Deccan. Here see so many sultans are there in Deccan. Ahmadnagar Sultan, Bijapur Sultan, and Golconda, we are talking about Golconda Sultan, Bidar, Birar. There was no unity between these sultans. On account of this disunity only, Vijayanagara Empire is gradually expanding. So, Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah, he became an organizer. He unified all these elements, Muslim sultans in Deccan. So, in that way, he was responsible for the defeat of Ali Ram Raya in the popular battle, in the very famous battle, in the very decisive battle in South Indian history, namely Battle of Tallikota. What is very interesting point here, Ali Ram Raya gave the shelter to Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah. But Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah organized a confederacy of South Indian sultans against Ali Ram Raya and was responsible for the death of Ali Ram Raya and was responsible for the decline of Vijayanagara in the Battle of Talikota that took place in the year 1565. Why Sultan Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah became detrimental to the interests of Vijayanagara Empire? He received the shelter from Vijayanagara, even for the reoccupation of his throne. He was given the shelter at Vijayanagara for 7 years exactly. After he made a serious revolt on his brother, Yarkuli Jamshid, he escaped from Devarkonda and he received the shelter for 7 years at Vijayanagara. He not only received the shelter at Vijayanagara, he received the military help from Vijayanagara, especially from Ali Ram Raya, and he reoccupied his throne. So all along the way, Vijayanagara helped him in his political career. Forgetting all these things, Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah organized a confederacy of sultans in South India against Ali Ram Raya and became responsible for the death of Ali Ram Raya in the Battle of Talikota. Why all these events were taking place? Why he could not acknowledge the services rendered by Vijayanagara? The simple reason behind that is might is right. Might is right. The mightier person only is competent to rule, is eligible to rule, is entitled to rule. That is the order of the day. The contemporary political compulsions are not giving any scope for sympathy or clemency. So mightiest person is the suitable person for the rule. So what happened here? In South India, so many kingdoms are trying for the hegemony over South India. Like Ahmadnagar Sultan, Bijapur Sultan, Golconda Sultan. They are all contesting for the sovereignty over South India. And Vijayanagara also equally. They are all the players for the sovereignty over South India. So here in this contest, the befitting person and the suitable person, okay, so in order to win over the entire South India, the strategic measures are to be taken up by any sultan or any ruler. So under this circumstance only, he felt it wise to have the confederacy of sultans and to defeat Vijayanagara and to rise his prominence in South Indian politics. Right. After Battle of Talikota, gradually expanded his popularity in South India, gradually expanded his influence over the territories in South India. He occupied Rajamahendravaram. Rajamahendravaram, what is Rajamahendravaram? Rajamandri, later Kondaveedu, later Vinukonda. All these areas were occupied by Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah soon after Battle of Talikota. Right. So he built many constructions in Golconda Kingdom. For example, let us talk about Golconda Fort. Golconda, earlier to Qutub Shahis, Golconda was called as Mangaladri or Mangalaram. Some fortification is there even by the time of Kakatiyas. Some mud fortification is there even during the time of Kakatiyas. So this was well fortified from the time of Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah. Well fortified from the time of Sultan Quli actually. Sultan Quli. And this fortification of Golconda was completed by the time of Ibrahim Quli. That is correct. So the fortification of Golconda in the proper manner was taken place for around 62 years. Fortification of Golconda was taken place for how many years? 62 years. That started exactly from 1518, as and when Sultan Quli asserted the independence in Deccan. It continued up to 1580 by the time of Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah. So who completed perfectly the fortification of Golconda means Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah. Who started fortifying Golconda means Sultan Quli Qutub Shah. Sultan Quli called Golconda area as Muhammad Nagar. Sultan Quli called Golconda area as Muhammad Nagar. Whereas Ibrahim Quli called Golconda area as Bhagirathpuram. Bhagirathpuram. Why he called it as Bhagirathpuram or Bhagirath Nagaram? Bhagirathi is the wife of a Hindu woman, is the wife of Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah. He married a Hindu woman, namely Bhagirathi, after whose name Golconda Rajya is considered as Bhagirathpuram. So who called Golconda as Muhammad Nagar? Sultan Quli, first man. Who called Golconda Rajya as Bhagirathpuram after the name of his wife Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah? Answer. Right. Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah built so many things in Golconda Rajya. What are they? Ibrahimpatnam tank, Ibrahim Bagh, Bagh means garden, Pool Bagh, Purana Pool. What is Purana Pool? Purana Pool is the first bridge over river Musi. First bridge over river Musi is Purana Pool. It was built by Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah. So, as well as Langar House. These are all the important constructions during the time of Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah. And Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah, not only a great warrior, not only a great statesman, not only a great architect, is also a great pattern of men of letters in his court. What was the official language of Qutub Shahis? Persian was the official language. Though Persian was the official language, Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah, he patronized Telugu language and literature in a great way. And he developed Deccani Urdu also, a dialect, namely Deccani Urdu. It's a dialect. South Indian Urdu is called Deccani Urdu. North Indian Urdu is called Lucknowi Urdu. North Indian Urdu is called Lucknowi Urdu. Lucknowi. South Indian Urdu is called Deccani Urdu. This Deccani Urdu dialect was developed by the time of Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah. That's why Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah was known as Chaucer of Urdu. Chaucer of Urdu. And he not only developed Deccani Urdu, he developed the Telugu language and literature also in his court. So, who are the important Telugu poets patronized in the court of Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah? Most prominent one is Kandukuri Rudrakavi. Kandukuri Rudrakavi. This Kandukuri Rudrakavi wrote Sugriva Vijayam. Sugriva Vijayam. What is the importance of Sugriva Vijayam in Telugu language and literature? Sugriva Vijayam is the first Yakshagana. In the available Yakshaganas, it is the first one. In the available, it's very, very important to note. In the available Yakshagana, first available Yakshagana in Telugu, simply we can speak. First available Yakshagana in Telugu. It's not the first Yakshagana in Telugu. First available Yakshagana in Telugu is Sugriva Vijayam. Originally, what is the first Yakshagana in Telugu? First Yakshagana in Telugu is Saubhari Charitam. Saubhari Charitam. It was written in the year 15th century AD. It was written by Prolaganti Channasauri. Prolaganti Channasauri is the other. Channasauri. Saubhari Charitam is the first Yakshagana in Telugu, but it was not available. Then, first available Yakshagana in Telugu, undoubtedly Sugriva Vijayam, written by Kandukuri Rudrakavi, who was patronized in the court of Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah. Not only Sugriva Vijayam, the other works of Kandukuri Rudrakavi, Nirankusopakhyanam, another work written by Kandukuri Rudrakavi, Nirankusopakhyanam. This Nirankusopakhyanam, it details about the greediness of the mothers of the prostitutes and the craftiness of the prostitutes, deception of the prostitutes. And in Nirankusopakhyanam, Kandukuri Rudrakavi compared his patron Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah with Lord Shiva. He praised Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah as equivalent to Lord Shiva in glory. Then Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah, acknowledging the literary services rendered by Kandukuri Rudrakavi, he granted a village, namely Renta Chintala. Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah granted a village, namely Renta Chintala or Chintalapalam. It can be called as Chintalapalam also. This village is located in Nellore district, coastal Andhra, to Kandukuri Rudrakavi. Kandukuri Rudrakavi received a land grant of Renta Chintala or Chintalapalam, which is located in Nellore district, from Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah. Another court poet of Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah in Telugu, Addanki Gangadhara Kavi. Addanki Gangadhara Kavi. This Addanki Gangadhara Kavi authored a great work, Tapati Samvaranopakhyanam. Tapati Samvaranopakhyanam. It's a literary work written by Addanki Gangadhara Kavi. And one of the subordinate rulers to Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah, and he was a provincial governor of Potla Cheruvu. He is a subordinate ruler to Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah and provincial governor of Potla Cheruvu. What is Potla Cheruvu? Patan Cheruvu presently at that time was known as Potla Cheru. Present Patan Cheru earlier was known as Potla Cheru. So the provincial governor of Potla Cheru and a subordinate ruler to Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah, namely Amir Khan. His name is Amir Khan. This subordinate ruler also patronized the Telugu poets in his court. Not only the emperor, subordinate rulers to the emperor also patronized Telugu poets in his court. Amir Khan patronized a very famous Telugu poet in his court, namely Ponnaganti Telaganariya. Ponnaganti Telaganariya, who authored Yayati Charitra. Who authored Yayati Charitra. Ponnaganti Telaganariya. So this is the literary contribution of Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah. Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah was succeeded by Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah. Who is this Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah? What is the relation between Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah and Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah? Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah is the son of Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah and Bhagirathi, a Hindu woman, a Hindu wife of Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah. Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah was the son of Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah and a Hindu woman, Bhagirathi. Right. Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah came to rule at the age of 14. Right. He was well versed with all administrative techniques, and he patronized many poets in his court. And his reign is popular for notable constructions, and he is the architect of the city Hyderabad. Who built the city Hyderabad? Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah. Answer is Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah. The dream project, it is the brainchild of Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah. Manasa Putrika, a brainchild of Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah. Hyderabad. Hyderabad, earlier called as Bhagyanagar. This Bhagyanagar was built by Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah after the name of his wife, a Hindu woman, namely Bhagamati. Bhagamati, who belongs to Chenchalam, present Shalibanda, old city. Bhagamati, a Hindu woman who belongs to Chenchalam, he married Bhagamati. After Bhagamati name, he called this new city as Bhagyanagar. What happened to the old city Golconda? Golconda, actually, the density of population was increased at Golconda. So many merchants and a lot of military establishments were there in Golconda. So many soldiers, a lot of soldier community was located in Golconda. And Golconda could not accommodate all this population, the populace, growing populace. So it could not provide all the infrastructure and facilities, water facilities or somewhat drainage facilities were not at all adequate to accommodate all this growing populace at Golconda. Then Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah was the first man who conceived the idea of an alternative city. But it was not realized during the time of Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah. And this project was realized by the time of Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah. So, you know Bhagyanagar, it's given the name after the name of Bhagamati, the wife of Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah. But how this Bhagyanagar began to be called as Hyderabad? So, it's very interesting story is there. What is that? Bhagamati was given the title, Hyder Mahal by Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah. Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah called his wife Bhagamati as Hyder Mahal. After that name, Bhagyanagar was known as Hyderabad. That's the story. Right. Some people call it as Bhagyanagar. Why? Because it's a city of gardens. Bagh means gardens. Thevenot, a French traveler, Thevenot called it as Bhagnagar. Why it is called Bhagnagar? A city of gardens. Bagh means gardens, city of gardens. So many theories are there to explain about how the name Bhagyanagar came to the city. Right. Who played important role in the construction of Hyderabad? A Persian who descended to India, who descended to South India and joined as a Peshwa in the court of Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah. He is the main man behind the construction of Hyderabad city. What is his name? Mir Momin Astrabadi. Mir Momin Astrabadi, who came from Persia, Iran. He was a main person behind the construction of Hyderabad city. Mir Momin Astrabadi. What was the role model for Hyderabad city? So which city was taken as a role model, as inspiration, as a blueprint for the construction of Hyderabad city? Isfahan. There is a city in Iran, namely Isfahan. So it was taken as a blueprint for the construction of Hyderabad city. So apart from city Hyderabad, he built Charminar also. Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah built Charminar also as a mark of the eradication of plague, an epidemic. And he also built Char Kaman, Dad Mahal. Dad Mahal actually is a court complex. Dad Mahal, Khuda Mahal, Darul Shifa. Darul Shifa is a hospital, Unani hospital. So these are the important constructions during the time of Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah. Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah, what are the political events took place during the time of Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah? So these are the times when Mughal Emperor Akbar was making all the efforts to make the invasion on Deccan. But even under the circumstances, Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah could safeguard his sovereignty, could safeguard his independence. So the ambassador came from Akbar court and visited Qutb Shahi court during the time of Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah is Masood Beg. Masood Beg is the ambassador from the court of Akbar who visited the court of Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah at Golconda. Masood Beg, ambassador name is Masood Beg. So in spite of Akbar's attempts on to make the invasion on Deccan, but this man Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah could protect his sovereignty, could protect his self-respect, and he had to wage a prolonged battle with Venkatapati Raya. Venkatapati Raya. Who is this Venkatapati Raya? Venkatapati Raya, Araviti dynasty. Araviti dynasty of Vijayanagara. So he had to wage a long battle with Venkatapati Raya. So these are the important political events took place during the time of Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah. And Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah patronized many poets in his court. He himself is a great scholar in Persian language, Deccani Urdu. So the collection of his poems was known as Kuliyat Kuli. The collection of his poems are known as Kuliyat Kuli. Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah poems are collected in the name of Kuliyat Kuli. And he had a pen name, Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah pen name, Mani. And Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah is a great expert not only in Deccani Urdu but also in Telugu language. He was very much eloquent in Telugu language. He speaks Telugu language as if it is his mother tongue, according to so many contemporary historians. Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah patronized a Telugu poet in his court, namely Saranga Tammaya, who authored Vaijayanti Vilasam. Vaijayanti Vilasam. So that is about Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah. Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah was succeeded by Muhammad Qutb Shah. He was the son-in-law of Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah, the only one daughter of Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah, Hayat Bakhsh Begum. She was the wife of Muhammad Qutb Shah. And Muhammad Qutb Shah period is nothing but the continuity of the period of Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah. So it is nothing but an extension of the period of Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah in all fields. Whatever the development taken place during the time of Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah is further developed during the time of Muhammad Qutb Shah. So he was a great religious personality. He had a great religious bent. So he used to engage always himself with in religious deliberations with all religious pandits and religious ulemas. And he had a great spiritual bent, Muhammad Qutb Shah. And the question may be asked like this, that who is the ruler of Qutb Shahis who died while chanting Quranic slogans, Quranic scriptures? The answer is Muhammad Qutb Shah. The last moments of his life also were spent in reciting Quranic verses. So the ruler of Qutb Shahis who died while reciting Quranic verses, and even at the last hours also he used to recite Quranic verses. That personality is Muhammad Qutb Shah, religious personality, deeply religious minded personality, right? So Muhammad Qutb Shah, during the time of Muhammad Qutb Shah, Dutch and English, they established their centers in East Coast. And Persian and Urdu language were developed during the time of Muhammad Qutb Shah. So, a great work, Risala Migdariya. It was written by Mir Momin. This work is on weights and measurements, legal metrology. Risala Migdariya, legal metrology. It was written by Mir Momin during the time of Muhammad Qutb Shah. And during the time of Muhammad Qutb Shah, the foundation for Makkah Masjid was laid down. Who started the construction of Makkah Masjid? Very, very famous masjid related to Hyderabad, Makkah Masjid. Makkah Masjid construction was started from the time of Muhammad Qutb Shah. Exactly, it started in the year 1617. And the construction was completed by, Makkah Masjid construction was completed by Aurangzeb, Mughal Emperor, in the year 1694. Totally 77 years period was taken place for the construction of a great mosque, historical mosque, Makkah Masjid. So, the ruler of Qutb Shahis who started and laid the foundation for the construction of Makkah Masjid, the famous masjid in Hyderabad, is Muhammad Qutb Shah, and the person who completed the construction of Makkah Masjid is Aurangzeb. The year of the starting the construction was 1617, the year of the completion was 1694, and the total period is 77 years. Why that masjid is called as Makkah Masjid? What is the rationale behind the name, reason for naming it as Makkah Masjid? Some people believe that some sand was taken from Makkah and it was mixed up with the local sand and was used as a material for the construction of Makkah Masjid. That's one reason. Another reason is there, how the prayers were conducted regularly at Makkah. Similarly, regularly the prayers were conducted at Makkah Masjid in Hyderabad. This resemblance made the people to call it as Makkah Masjid. These are two reasons for naming it as Makkah Masjid. Okay. And Khairatabad Mosque was also built by Muhammad Qutb Shah. Khairatabad Mosque completely was built by Muhammad Qutb Shah. Muhammad Qutb Shah was succeeded by his son Abdullah Qutb Shah. Abdullah Qutb Shah. He came to rule at the age of 12 years. When he was 12 years boy, he had come to rule. So since he was a boy, he doesn't have any expertise in administration. His mother, Hayat Begum, who was well versatile in administrative techniques, virtually ruled the kingdom in the name of her son Abdullah Qutb Shah. Abdullah Qutb Shah, he grew up into an epicurus man, a luxurious personality who wiled away the moments in luxurious elements. He did not focus more on the administrative techniques and administrative things. He could not reorganize the administration. That is one of his failures in his personality. So that's why the decline of Qutb Shah is it started from the time of Abdullah Qutb Shah. We can call it as the decline was started for Qutb Shahis from the time of Abdullah Qutb Shah because of so many personal flaws and personal defects. However, Hayat Begum had taken so many measures for rectifying the administrative errors, but the feeble personality of Abdullah Qutb Shah made the things worse. Right. During the time of Abdullah Qutb Shah, what happened? What are the important political events? In the year 1636 AD, Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan, he invaded Deccan and defeated Abdullah Qutb Shah and made Golconda Kingdom as one of the feudatory kingdoms to Mughal Empire. And Abdullah Qutb Shah then he agreed to pay 2.5 lakhs per annum. Okay, and he agreed to mention the name of Mughal Emperor in the prayer on every Friday. The tradition of Shias, these people are Shias, Qutb Shahis, earlier was mentioning the name of Emperor of Persia in Friday prayers. And now under this agreement, the Persian Emperor name was replaced by Mughal Emperor in the prayers on Friday. These two important conditions were made under the agreement that took place between Shah Jahan and Abdullah Qutb Shah in the year 1636 AD. Later, Abdullah Qutb Shah focused on consolidation of his position in Carnatic area. So in Carnatic area, so many revolts were taken place. For rectifying all these unpleasant things, he sent his Mir Jumla. Mir Jumla means finance minister, revenue minister. Mir Jumla, his name is Muhammad Sayyid. Muhammad Sayyid. He was sent by Abdullah Qutb Shah to set the things right at Carnatic area. Muhammad Sayyid was a successful man, and he occupied so many territories in Carnatic, but did not hand over such territories to Abdullah Qutub Shah and almost declared independence. He defied all the orders of Abdullah Qutub Shah. He defied all the orders of Abdullah Qutub Shah. And Muhammad Sayyid, he joined the hands with Aurangzeb. Who is Aurangzeb at that time? Aurangzeb was Viceroy of Deccan at that time. Aurangzeb, one of the sons of Shah Jahan, was acting as Viceroy of Deccan at that time, and he was provocated by Muhammad Sayyid Mir Jumla of Abdullah Qutub Shah, and this provocation made Aurangzeb to have an expedition to make a serious invasion on Golconda kingdom. Unable to face Aurangzeb, he came to the terms with Aurangzeb. Abdullah Qutub Shah came to the terms with Aurangzeb. What are the terms he agreed, or Abdullah Qutub Shah agreed? First one is 1 crore has to be given to Aurangzeb. Another thing is the daughter of Abdullah Qutub Shah has to be given in marriage to one of the sons of Aurangzeb, namely Muhammad Sultan. And Muhammad Sultan is to be declared as the next ruler. These are the three conditions. 1 crore has to be paid to Mughal Empire. And second one is the daughter of Abdullah Qutub Shah has to be given in marriage to Muhammad Sultan, one of the sons of Aurangzeb. And Muhammad Sultan, the son of Aurangzeb, has to be declared as the next ruler of Golconda. So these three conditions were agreed upon by Abdullah Qutub Shah. And these conditions made Abdullah Qutub Shah as unpopular, okay, and inglorious in the history of Qutub Shahis, and the real decline started from this period onwards. And the English merchants and the Dutch merchants, after knowing all these humiliating conditions, they defied the orders of Abdullah Qutub Shah, and they denied to pay the rents also. And the Dutch made a serious attempt, a brave attempt. Dutch occupied Santhom near Madras. Dutch occupied Santhom, an area near Madras. And English refused to pay the rents at Madras as well as Machilipatnam. Okay. So the humiliating conditions agreed upon by Abdullah Qutub Shah with Aurangzeb made all these European merchants as somewhat audacious, and they made almost revolt on Abdullah Qutub Shah. So as a matter of fact, Abdullah Qutub Shah in the year 1636, he granted Golden Farmana to East India Company, English East India Company. What is this Golden Farmana? Right to have the trading rights. 1636 AD, Golden Farmanas were given to English East India Company by Abdullah Qutub Shah. But forgetful of all these services rendered by Qutub Shahi kingdom, these people defied, English East India Company defied the orders of Abdullah Qutub Shah and denied to pay the rents from Machilipatnam and Madras. To set all these things properly, Abdullah Qutub Shah sent an able commander, namely Raja Kuli Nekram Khan. Raja Kuli Nekram Khan, one of the commanders of Abdullah Qutub Shah, was sent to teach the lesson to all these rebels, European companies. Raja Kuli Nekram Khan, with great bravery, could suppress all these revolts and made English East India Company to pay regularly the rents from Madras and Machilipatnam. This is about the history of Abdullah Qutub Shah. After Abdullah Qutub Shah, Abul Hasan Tanisha came to rule. He is the third son-in-law to Abdullah Qutub Shah. There are so many stories about the origin of Abul Hasan Tanisha. Some people call him as a local person who was brought up by some weaver community at Siddipet in Medak district. Some people believe that he came from Persia and he came to Golconda as a trader. He was having a distant relation with Qutub Shahi dynasty, and later he rose up into prominence. And the second story was believable story. What is that story? He came from Persia as a trader who visited Golconda Rajya, and later he was elevated to the position of a great noble personality in Golconda kingdom. Right. Anyhow, Abul Hasan Tanisha spent some of his years, some of his life at Sharju Kattal. Sharju Kattal, a Sufi saint, was his guru. Sharju Kattal, a Sufi saint, was his guru. And Sharju Kattal called Abul Hasan as Tanisha. Who gave the title Tanisha to Abul Hasan? Answer is a Sufi saint, namely Sharju Kattal. What is the meaning of Tanisha? So he is a saint-like person at the younger stages. A saint-like person at the younger stages is called Tanisha. Right. Some people believe that he was a weak person, feeble person who was indulging in epicness and luxurious elements. But this comment is not right according to my knowledge. So why? Because while continuing friendly relations, amicable relations with Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb, while accepting the sovereignty of Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb, this man Abul Hasan Tanisha, for self-defense, he consolidated his army and he made all arrangements for fortifying his army, strengthening his army. And he is fully aware of the fact that at any point in future, the Mughals will make a serious invasion on Deccan. Keeping in view of the future, he made all the arrangements in fortifying the army, in strengthening the army. He focused on fortifying or strengthening artillery, especially artillery. He used to spend 15 lakh hones every year for strengthening artillery. Very, very important source of art of warfare against Mughals. Right. Then he removed Muzaffar from the post of Mir Jumla. Muzaffar at the time is Mir Jumla. But Muzaffar, he became a dictator and even defied the orders of Abul Hasan Tanisha. And Muzaffar was removed from the position. And Madanna, who belongs to Hanumakonda, he was given the position of Prime Minister. And one of the brothers of Madanna, Akkanna, was given the position of Commander-in-Chief. Madanna was given the position of Prime Minister. Commander-in-Chief position was given to one of his brothers, Akkanna. Both these brothers belong to Hanumakonda. And Madanna, he undertook several measures for rectifying so many errors in the administration. He reorganized the administration on the proper lines, on scientific lines. Okay, he removed non-local people and appointed local people in key positions. And satisfied the aspirations of the local people. And he removed all the middlemen between the government and the peasants and restored the normalcy in the agrarian conditions. And he suppressed the revolts of so many rebels in the kingdom. And he suppressed the arrogance of European merchants. And he provided so many irrigation facilities and contributed to the development of agriculture. So such measures were taken in a proper manner by Madanna, which contributed to the prosperity and all-round development of Qutub Shahi Empire. But some weakness is there, some flaws are there on the part of Madanna also. What are the flaws? First one is he was having somewhat a hatred, some sort of hatred towards Muslim community. And he was not that much liberal towards Muslim community. That's my argument. He was not that much liberal towards Muslim community, especially towards foreign Muslims. He was more lenient to Hindus. And his nepotism and favoritism also very, very serious flaws. He appointed almost all his relatives in the key positions. For instance, Akkanna, he was appointed as Commander-in-Chief. One of his relatives, Kancharla Gopana Ramadas, he was appointed as Tahsildar. So these are the examples and anecdotes to say that he had nepotism and favoritism. And these are the flaws which made the things worse at Golconda Kingdom. Right. Here see, Madanna played instrumental role in having the understanding between Shivaji, who founded Swaraj at that time, Shivaji, and Abul Hasan Tanisha. With the request of Madanna, Shivaji visited Golconda and have some understanding with Abul Hasan Tanisha. So under such understanding, what are the things? So in the invasions of Shivaji in South India, Abul Hasan Tanisha has to help Shivaji with 3,000 hones, means gold coins. And Shivaji, after occupying some territories, has to share such territories with the Golconda Kingdom. This is the agreement. So for every invasion of Shivaji on South India, Abul Hasan Tanisha has to give 3,000 hones to Shivaji. And after occupying certain territories, Shivaji has to give and share some territories with Abul Hasan Tanisha. So what happened? In the year 1677, Jinji, Arani, Vellore, Ballari, these territories were occupied by Shivaji with the financial assistance rendered by Abul Hasan. So under the agreement, Abul Hasan has to be given some territories. But Shivaji did not respect this agreement and did not hand over any of his territories occupied to Abul Hasan Tanisha. But Abul Hasan Tanisha, he gave 3,000 hones for the invasion of Shivaji. That implies that Abul Hasan Tanisha respected the agreement, but Shivaji did not respect the agreement or violated the agreement. So this misunderstanding was very, very important in viewing Madanna as what is that, as a suspicious personality in the royal family. Right. So later what happened? In the year 1685, one of the sons of Aurangzeb, namely Shah Alam, he made a serious incursion into Deccan, especially on Golconda kingdom, due to the treachery of some of the commanders, deception of some of the commanders of Abul Hasan Tanisha. Abul Hasan Tanisha lost this battle and Shah Alam got the victory, and Shah Alam imposes so many conditions on Abul Hasan Tanisha. What are the conditions? 4 conditions are there. First condition is 1 crore has to be given as war indemnity, compensation. 1 crore has to be given to as war indemnity to Mughals. And second condition is 2 lakhs per annum has to be paid as tribute. And third condition is the territories like Malkhed and Sedam has to be given to Mughal Empire. And fourth one is very, very crucial. Akkanna and Madanna are to be removed from their positions. So these are the 4 conditions put forward by Shah Alam to Abul Hasan Tanisha. He agreed to observe all these conditions, but he implemented only 3 conditions, first 3 conditions. What are 3 conditions? 1 crore was given as war indemnity to Mughals, and second one is every year 2 lakhs, and third one Malkhed, Sedam, the territories were given away to Mughal Empire. But Akkanna, Madanna were not removed from their positions. He did not implement the 4th condition. And some queens in the harem, they believed that Akkanna, Madanna are real reasons for the anger of Aurangzeb. That's why they appointed some people who killed Akkanna, Madanna in the very daylight, and they sent Akkanna, Madanna heads to the court of Aurangzeb. Even though Aurangzeb did not satisfy all these with all these measures. The real reason behind the invasion on Golconda by Aurangzeb is not Akkanna, Madanna, not Shia faith. These are all pretexts. The real reason for the invasion of Aurangzeb on Golconda is looting lot of treasure, looting lot of wealth located in Golconda. Aurangzeb had a great eye on the wealth in Golconda Rajya. He was inspired, he was impressed by the wealth of Golconda Rajya. So the real motivation behind the invasion of Aurangzeb on Golconda is not the reasons like Akkanna, Madanna or Shia faith. The real reason is looting the wealth of Golconda, the richest kingdom in Deccan at that time. Right. Anyhow, in the year 1687, so exactly on February 7th, Aurangzeb himself invaded Golconda. This invasion went on for 8 months. But Mughal army could not open even one gate of the entire Golconda fort. Golconda was that much impregnable fortification, great strengthened fortification. So finally, a servant namely Abdullah Fani, a servant of Golconda, he was given the bribe by Aurangzeb, and Abdullah Fani, he opened the eastern threshold, eastern gate of Golconda in the early hours. Then Mughal army entered into Golconda fort. A fierce fight was taking place between Qutb Shahi force and Mughal army. And Qutb Shahi commander, he displayed a lot of valor in this battle. His name is Abdul Razak Lari. He showed a lot of valor. Finally, Golconda was annexed by Aurangzeb into Mughal Empire, and Abul Hasan Tanisha was sent as a prisoner of war to Daulatabad fort. So this is the political history. And let us talk about the conditions during the time of Qutb Shahis. So what is the significance of Qutb Shahi period in Deccan? After Satavahanas, after Kakatiyas, Qutb Shahis are only the rulers who unified entire Telugu land politically and culturally. They brought about the political unification to Andhra Desha. That's the most important political contribution of Qutb Shahi period. And let us talk about the political conditions during the time of Qutb Shahi's period. The emperor is almighty and he is vested with all powers in the kingdom, in all sectors. He is the ultimate jurist also in the legal matters, in the legal jurisprudence. And he is the central point of all the political power. He is the fountain of all political power. And he is deemed to be a walking shadow of God on the earth. Divine origin theory, upholding the kingship at that time. Okay, and what is the important text which reveals about the political system of Qutub Shahi period? Very, very important text is there. Mirza Ibrahim Jubairi. Mirza Ibrahim Jubairi is the author of the text. The text name is Basatin us Salatin. Basatin us Salatin. The name of the book is Basatin us Salatin. It was written by Mirza Ibrahim Jubairi. He detailed about the political system of Qutub Shahis as well as Bijapur also. He detailed about the political system of Qutub Shahis as well as Bijapur Sultanate. Mirza Ibrahim Jubairi is the author, and the book he authored is Basatin us Salatin. Okay, what do you understand about the political system of Qutub Shahi period? Though Qutub Shahi ruler is a dictator theoretically, but in practical sense, in practical terms, he respected the welfare of the people. He kept into account the welfare of the people. And he mingled always, he used to mingle with the local people. Right from the first ruler, Sultan Quli, who was renowned as Bade Malik by local people. He understood the pulse of the local people. They recognized the needs of the local people. They used to conduct frequent visits to each and every village to ascertain the public problems. So, at that time, the camp office of Qutub Shahi ruler appeared to be a walking capital according to historians. The very camp office of the Qutub Shahi ruler at the time of ascertaining the public problems is appeared to be a walking capital. That is, all amenities will be there even in the camp office. Whatever the amenities provided to the emperor in the Golconda fort, similar amenities, similar facilities will be there for the emperor even in the camp office. So many historians recognize the camp office of Qutub Shahis as if they are the walking capitals. Okay, right. And after emperor, the important positions are Peshwa. Peshwa means prime minister. He was assisted by 12 other ministers. They are called wazirs. And they are given jagirs. Jagir means lands. And for Peshwa, there are two secretaries will be there. They are called dabirs. Secretaries will be dabirs. What are the duties of these dabirs or secretaries? They simply have to design the farmanas and implement them. Farmanas means orders given by the ruler. And one dabir must be a Hindu. Why? Because he has to translate the farmana into local language. And a 20-member council will be there as an advisory council to the ruler in day-to-day administration. This 20-member council acting as advisory to the ruler in day-to-day administration was known as Majlis-e Divandari. Majlis-e Divandari. It's a 20-member advisory council. This council consists of so many experts from different walks of life. They used to advise the ruler in day-to-day administration for general administration. That council, that body is known as Majlis-e Divandari, an advisory council to the ruler. Next important position will be Mir Jumla. Who is this Mir Jumla? Why this post is very, very prominent, more prominent than that of Peshwa? Originally, theoretically, Peshwa is the prime minister. Why we are keeping this post Mir Jumla even over the post of Peshwa always, while dealing with the political history of Qutub Shahis? Mir Jumla, theoretically speaking, originally he is the finance minister and revenue minister. Since he is the finance minister, he had a natural clout over the administration. That's what my context here. Since he is the finance minister, he had financial powers, he had a natural clout and authority over other wings of the administration. He dominated the other wings of administration. Very soon it emerged as, this position emerged as a position even superior to prime minister. Ain ul Mulk, another position. It's a commander. Mazumdar, another position. What is Mazumdar? Mazumdar means accountant general. Accountant general. Kotwal. Kotwal means police commissioner, police chief. These are the important posts in the administration at the central level. So let us have the territorial divisions. The kingdom was divided into tarafs. Taraf means modern day state, a province. How many tarafs are there in the kingdom? 6 tarafs are there. Tarafs are again subdivided into sarkars. How many sarkars are there by the time of Abul Hasan Tanisha? 37 sarkars are there. Sarkars are divided into paraganas. How many paraganas are there by the time of Abul Hasan Tanisha? 517 paraganas are there. See, taraf means a state level unit, a provincial level unit. How many tarafs are there in the kingdom? 6. Tarafs are divided into sarkars. Sarkars are 37 by the time of Abul Hasan Tanisha. And sarkars are divided into, subdivided into, further divided into parganas. They are 517 in number during the time of Abul Hasan Tanisha. Port to town officers are called as, port to town officers were called as Shabandar. Shabandar. The central point of revenue collection. The central point of revenue collection is none other than Sarkar, like district level Sarkar. It is the center for revenue collection. Revenue collection authority is given away to Mustajirs. Revenue collection authority was given away to Mustajirs in the open bidding system. Mustajirs, most of the Mustajirs are Hindus and most of them are Brahmins and Vaishyas. And let us talk about the economic conditions prevailing during Qutub Shahi Empire. As we have detailed earlier, that Qutub Shahis are the most opulent people in Deccan history, most richest people in Deccan history. That's why Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb, with the greatest Mughal emperors, they had eye on the riches of Golconda kingdom, on the treasure of Golconda kingdom. That is the major reason, that is the motivation for Shah Jahan as well as Aurangzeb in invading Golconda, rather than other reasons. Okay, here see, according to Metholt, total revenue from all sources for the kingdom per annum is 5 crore hons, out of which 2 crores comes from land revenue alone. Only land revenue contributes 2 crores out of total 5 crores revenue from all sources. And the rate of land revenue is really high. The rate of land revenue is really high. Okay. And then Golconda is very renowned for diamonds, diamond industry. Other important areas in Golconda Rajya known for diamonds: Vajra Karur, Anantapur district; Ramalla Kota, Kurnool; Kolluru, Krishna Delta; Paritala, it is also Krishna Delta. These are the other areas which are renowned for diamonds. During time of Abdullah Qutub Shah, world famous diamond Kohinoor was discovered at Kolluru mines only. Kolluru mines. World famous renowned Kohinoor diamond was discovered at Kolluru mines by the time of Abdullah Qutub Shah. Okay. So after diamond industry, what are the popular industries? Nirmal and Indur. Indur, Nizamabad. They are known for iron industry. Nirmal and Indur are known for iron industry. Khammam district Nagulavancha is very famous for indigo. Even Nalgonda is also famous for indigo. Like that, Narsapur, Machilipatnam, very famous for shipbuilding industry. Shipbuilding industry. Even the European merchants also used to purchase the ships against the orders given by the respective countries, respective governments. So these are the popular industries during the time of Qutub Shahis. Even textile industry is also very renowned textile industry. The textile exports are really contributing to the glory of Qutub Shahi Empire. Okay. And what are the literary texts which reveals about the domestic trade, international trade during Qutub Shahi period? The name of the texts, literary books, which describes about the volume of trade and commerce, domestically and internationally, are Sukha Saptati, Hamsa Vimsati. Sukha Saptati, Hamsa. These are the two books which reveals about the information about trade and commerce during Qutub Shahi's domestically and internationally. Sukha Saptati, Hamsa Vimsati. The oceanic trade, as referred by the literary evidences and literary sources at that time, is known as Voda Beram. Voda Beram is a synonymous word to oceanic trade. Trade carried by seas. Okay, and the most popular merchants referred in the literature, the contemporary literature, were Vasumata Vishnudasa, merchants. Vishnudasa. According to Hamsa Vimsati, a literary text, Hamsa Vimsati. In every town and village, weekend fairs were conducted, weekend markets were conducted. Okay, and the trade and commerce is held over by Vaishyas, Gauras, not Gaudas, Gauras, Arabs, and European merchants. What are the countries with which they had the trade links? Turkey, Arabia, Persia, and Europe. The European merchants, after visiting Golconda, after realizing the great riches of Golconda, rated Golconda equivalent to Egypt and called it as Second Egypt. Golconda Rajya was called as Second Egypt in industrial development. And some historians called it as Orleans, a European city very famous for industrial development. Okay, so these are the important events related to economic conditions. And moreover, hone, it is a gold coin. The other currencies are Phanam, Khas, Tar, etc. And coming to social and religious conditions during Qutub Shahi's period. Varna system was there, it was deeply entrenched, caste system was deeply entrenched in Hindu society. Most of the population are Hindus. Varna system was there, deeply entrenched, established in Hindu society. But Varna Dharma was not strictly followed. That is my argument. If Varna Dharma is strictly followed, Brahmins should carry only Vedic ritualism and priestly work. And Vaishyas should carry out only trade and commerce. Kshatriyas should carry out only defense of the country. And Shudras, they should carry out only agriculture activities. But some Brahmins even engaged in agriculture. That implies that Varna Dharma is not scrupulously followed. Varna Dharma is not strictly followed. And violation of Varna Dharma is taking place at all levels. That is what my argument. Varna system is deeply entrenched in society, but the rules of Varna system are not scrupulously followed. So some Brahmins acted as tax collectors also. I told you already, mustajirs. And like that, Vaishyas, some of them, they are carrying out trade and commerce, and some of them engage in agriculture also. It is also the violation of Varna Dharma. And some of them acting as tax collectors. And Shudras earlier depended upon only agrarian activity. Now they were elevated to the high status in society and occupied and held important political positions also. And some of them, like Velamas, Reddis, and Kammas, they held the positions like Mirasidars, Jagirdars, and landlords, like that. And what about the society and what about the family? Patriarchal family. Father is the head of the family. Patriarchal family, mainly, father is the head of the family. And so many social evils were there as they were evident in the earlier period in Indian history and South Indian history also, like child marriages. Practice of sati was also evident, like polygamy, prostitution. These are all the social evils continued even during the time of Qutub Shahis. And Qutub Shahis, they tried their level best in controlling a social evil, namely practice of sati. They tried to control this social evil, practice of sati, but they were not completely successful. Okay, and then coming to religion. So in Hindu religion, there are so many sectarian elements, so many groups are there. Vaishnavism, Shaivism, Smarta. What is Smarta? Smarta people, they worship Vishnu and Shiva. They worship both Vishnu and Shiva. It is a secular way of practice. All these groups are evident in Indian society, Hindu society in South India. Here see, though Qutub Shahis are from Persia and though they are related to Shia faith, they are Muslims, but they used to mingle with local people, they used to respect the local culture. Actually, Shias are known for the liberal attitude. They are very much liberal. They are not fundamentalist like Sunnis. Shias are very liberal people. They used to mingle with the local culture. They used to respect with the local culture. They believe in the symbiosis. They believe in the coexistence. So these people respected the local culture, mingled with the local culture, and were respected even by the local people. And you know the general practice of Muslim rulers in India, be it north or south, so they used to contribute so many donations to mosques, madrasas, etc. And these people also contributed not only to mosques and madrasas, but also to Hindu temples. That is what the remarkable element. Hindu temples. Best example is Abul Hasan Tanisha. Abul Hasan Tanisha, he gave Bhadrachalam, Shankaragiri, Palvancha to Bhadradri Rama temple. To Bhadradri Rama temple, Bhadrachalam, Shankaragiri, Palvancha lands were given away by Abul Hasan Tanisha. That means, though he is a Muslim, he contributed to the Hindu temples. He donated to the Hindu temples. That shows the secular outlook of Qutb Shahis. That shows their commitment to the coexistence and symbiosis, social life, social harmony, and social peace and prosperity. So, these are the important religious events. For instance, so many Hindu traditions made the inroads into Muslim traditions. For instance, Mangana. There was no Mangana or engagement tradition. Before marriage, engagement is a tradition. That is the tradition in Hinduism, not in Islam. But the Hindu tradition gradually entered into Islam, and Mangana, it is known as Mangana engagement. And Satvasa, it was not there originally in Islam. Satvasa. Satvasa means Simantam, in Telugu Simantam. It's a Hindu practice and gradually entered into Islamic practices. Like that Julwa. It's also not evident originally in Islam. It was a Hindu practice made the inroads into Islam. What is Julwa? Julwa means looking at the face of bride in a mirror. Bridegroom looking at the face of bride in the mirror. This practice is called Julwa. Originally, this practice is there in Hindu tradition, gradually entered into Islam. So, the contact between Hindu and Islamic cultures, they produced a mixed culture or composite culture. That is called Indo-Islamic culture. And Hindus in large number used to visit dargahs, Muslim places of worship. And Muslims in large number used to visit Hindu holy lands like Tirupati Konda. So that's why Alivelu Mangamma is known as Bibi Nancharamma. Alivelu Mangamma is known as Bibi Nancharamma. These are the examples for the contact between Hindu and Islamic culture, how the composite culture was evolved in Deccan culture. And let us talk about the literature during Qutb Shahi period. Though their official language is Persian, they developed Deccani Urdu as a dialect and they contribute to the development of fluorescence of Telugu language and literature. The first Telugu poet related to this age is Cherigonda Dharmana. Cherigonda Dharmana. Cherigonda Dharmana. He is related to Cherigonda Seema. What is meant by Cherigonda Seema at that time? Today Mahabubnagar area is called Cherigonda Seema. This Cherigonda Dharmana, even before Alasani Peddana, he gave lot of priority to description. He gave lot of priority to descriptive element while writing. So many people believe that Alasani Peddana is Prabandha Pitamaha. Prabandha means it's a literary, it's a literature which gives lot of prominence to description. Astadasya Varnana. But even before the period of Alasani Peddana, even before the period of Pingali Surana, Cherigonda Dharmana of Telangana gave priority to description. So many descriptions are there in the literary works of Cherigonda Dharmana, like Veta Varnana. Varnana means description. Rutu Varnana, description of the seasons. Rutu Varnana. Nayika Varnana. Nayika means heroine. So many descriptions are there in the literary works of Cherigonda Dharmana, and he was a guide for Prabandha literature. We can call him as a guide for Prabandha literature, a guidance for Prabandha literature. What is the literary work, prominent literary work written by Cherigonda Dharmana? It is called Chitra Bharatam. Chitra Bharatam, which was dedicated to, Chitra Bharatam written by Cherigonda Dharmana, dedicated to Yenumula Peddanamachya. Yenumula Peddanamachya. Amachya means minister. Yenumula Peddana was the court minister of Chitab Khan. Shitab Khan or Sitapati Raju. You know what about Sitab Khan or Sitapati Raju? Who is this man? He was one of the subordinate rulers of Gajapatis of Kalinga. So, Shitab Khan court ministry is Enumala Peddanamacha and Chitrabhartam written by Cherigonda Dharmana and dedicated to Enumala Peddana, one of the ministers in the court of Shitab Khan or Sitapati Raju, a subordinate ruler to Kalinga Gajapatis. Like that. Ibrahim Kuli Qutub Shah is known as Malkibarama. Ibrahim Kuli Qutub Shah is known as Malkibarama because he patronized many Telugu poets in his court. I told you already the names of Telugu poets patronized by Ibrahim Kuli Qutub Shah in the court. What are they? Kandukuri Rudra Kavi, who wrote Nirankuso Pakhyanam, Sugriva Vijayam. Addanki Gangadhara Kavi, who wrote Tapati Samvarano Pakhyanam. Like that, his subordinate ruler Amir Khan also patronized Telugu poets in his court. The best example is Ponnaganti Telangana Arya, who wrote Yayati Charitra. So this is the contribution of Ibrahim Kuli Qutub Shah for Telugu language and literature. Muhammad Kuli Qutub Shah patronized a Telugu poet in his court. His name is Saranga Tammaya, who authored Vaijayanti. We have discussed all these things earlier. Saranga Tammaya, Vaijayanti Vilas. And a poet is there contemporary to Abdullah Qutub Shah. His name is Kshetraya. Originally he was known as Varadaya. He was related to Mawwa, a village in Krishna district. The Kshetraya, he praised Abdullah Qutub Shah after visiting the court of Abdullah Qutub Shah. He praised Abdullah Qutub Shah and the glory of Abdullah Qutub Shah with more than 1,000 words spontaneously. And Kancharla Gopanna was contemporary to Abul Hasan Tanisha. He is known as Ramadas. He wrote Dasaradhi Satakamu Ramadasu Kirtanal. Dasaradhi Satakam Ramadasu Kirtanal. That is about the literary contribution during Qutub Shahi's period. And what about the art and architecture of Qutub Shahi's period? So many monuments were constructed during the time of Qutub Shahi period, and it's a glorious period, a golden period in the architecture in Deccan. So as a matter of fact, Golconda fortification started from the time of, I told you already, Sultan Quli. The fortification started from the time of Sultan Quli and completed by the time of Ibrahim Quli, and it has taken around 62 years for the completion, started from the year 1518 to 1580. And at Golconda Fort, two Minar Masjid is there. Two Minar Masjid construction started by Sultan Quli. And two Minar Masjid in Golconda Fort completed by Ibrahim Quli. Like that, Ibrahim Quli, he constructed Ibrahim Bagh, Pool Bagh, Ibrahim Patnam Tank, Langar House, Purana Pool, first bridge over River Musi. We told all those things. And Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah is a great architect whose period is considered as golden age of the entire Qutub Shah's period. This architect Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah, his dream project is construction of a great city, Hyderabad. It was earlier known as Bhagyanagaram after the name of his lady love Bhagamati. And Bhagamati was given the title Hyder Mahal, after which it was known as Hyderabad. And the important person who played important role in this construction was Mir Momin Astrabadi. We discussed all these things earlier. And let us talk about the memorial memorials or tombs of Qutub Shahis. Coming to the tombs of Qutub Shahis, Sultan Quli tomb, it was built in an area of around 30.5 meters. Jamshid, his tomb is located southwest to his father's tomb, Sultan Quli tomb. Jamshid is son of Sultan Quli and his tomb is located southwest to his father's tomb. Ibrahim Quli tomb, it was located on a square platform, and Ibrahim Quli tomb is a two-storied building having 5 arches. Muhammad Quli tomb, its complete elevation height right from the ground is 42.5 meters. and the dome elevation, a domical structure, a dome elevation is 12.8 meters. Complete tomb elevation right from the ground level 42.5 meters. Only dome elevation is 12.8 meters. A spectacular dome is there. And most magnificent, the beautiful tomb of all tombs of Qutb Shahi's period is Hayat Bakhsh Begum, tomb of Hayat Bakhsh Begum. A small masjid was built by her son nearer to her tomb. Her son name is Abdullah Qutb Shah. He built a beautiful, magnificent mosque, it's tiny in size, just nearer to the tomb of Hayat Bakhsh Begum. And in that mosque, even Aurangzeb, the Mughal emperor, used to make so many prayers. So these are the particular things regarding the tombs and the memorials of Qutb Shahis. And the painting related to Qutb Shahi period is called Deccani style of painting. Deccani style. It's more of miniature painting. Miniature painting. The pioneer of Deccani style of painting is Mir Hashim. Mir Hashim. A beautiful book is there, a collection is there of miniature painting related to Qutb Shahi period. The name of that book is Padshahi Deccani. A book compiled by Tariq Hussain Shah. Tariq Hussain Shah. It had 14 miniature paintings of Qutb Shahi period. How many paintings are there? 14 miniature paintings. This collection is there in the form of a book, namely Padshahi Deccani. It was compiled by a compiler, namely Tariq Hussain Shah. Thank you very much.